Hey, this is Dustin with Third Rate Duelist. I got my altergeist deck profile here. I think it is a great choice for the meta right now, especially with Masterpiece leaving today. So let's get right into the deck profile. I play 3 Altergeist Multi-Faker. The best card in the deck summons directly from the deck any Altergeist you want on the resolution of a trap card, not on the activation, on the resolution. So if you play TT after they summon a monster, Torrential Tribute, you board wipe and then you summon it and another monster. So it's free monsters and a free board wipe basically. Then I play 3 Marionetta. It's a really big combo piece because you can get rid of it on your turn to summon an Altergeist from the graveyard. And it special summons it, and Multi-Faker, since it's still summoned, anytime it's special summoned, it'll still go off. So you'll still get more combo pieces. I play 3 Sequitos. This is usually what I summon off Multi-Faker, unless I already have one on the board. It is like Magispector Kieran back in the day. You target one Altergeist you control, return it to the hand, target one card on your opponent's board to return it to the hand. And you can target spell and traps with this too. So you can activate your Manifestation to target Sequitos in the grave. Then you can bounce back your Manifestation to bounce back their monster or their spell and trap. Then I play 3 Muesli. This is usually your main starter piece because I play Knowledge and I don't have a Link Creeper at the moment, but you usually normal summon it and either Knowledge it away for a +3 or you Link Creeper it away to get a search for a monster. So you usually search Multi-Faker. Or if you already have Multi-Faker, sometimes you'll go for like a Marionetta for next turn. Or sometimes this, if you're like way late game already and you want to just negate attacks. Because this one summons from hand. When monster declares an attack, you summon it from hand, negate the attack, and then target a monster on the board, and you get to negate its effect until this leaves the field. So you can like bounce this back, and since it's not once per turn, you can just negate attack, bounce back, and negate attack. And like board load's like a tough problem with this deck, so you just summon this and it negates the attack on board load, so they never steal a monster. Then I main decked, that's all the Altergeist. For the hand traps, I main decked 2 Winter Cherries, 2 Ogre, and 2 Veiler, and 2 Ash. Veiler was kind of a bad card. I didn't want to play it because I don't have Transcendence, but Transcendence is obviously way better for turn 0 Multi-Fakers, but I don't have them at the time. Ghost Ogre is still pretty good right now. It's not as good now that True Draco isn't that big of a thing, but True Draco still is a deck, and it helps against other field spell decks and stuff. Ash Blossom's just a staple, and then Winter Cherries, I play straight Winter Cherries targets, 3 Hexty and then Winter Cherries targets for my main or side deck, my extra deck. And I played 1 Gamma Seal. Gamma Seal is good against 2 Dracos. Right now they're dead, but still this card outs everything. Like I wouldn't say everything because there's a few cards it doesn't out, but basically everything in the meta. You just Kaiju it, and you can bounce it off Sequitos, and then Kaiju them again, and just keep bouncing it, and keep removing cards. It's super good. I played 3 Knowledge as my spells, 1 Monster Reborn, and 3 Duality. You don't want to really play a whole lot of spells in this deck, because I main deck Imperial Order and Anti-Spell. Monster Reborn is not that good, because if you Monster Reborn, you can't summon Multi-Faker, because you can't summon, unless you summon Altergeist off this. But Monster Reborn's not that good in the deck, but it's in there because it's still like a god card. Knowledge is pretty good, like I said. If you Knowledge away Muesli, gets a +3, you get a search and 2 draws. And since Tributes cost, you're going to get a search. Like, they usually ash this, so you don't get 2 draws, but you're going to get a search no matter what. Then Duality is really good to start with. You Duality into either a trap if you don't have Multi-Faker, or Multi-Faker if you already have a trap. It's really good. Obviously can't summon that turn, but your turn 1 play is really important because you really want to get Multi-Faker and a trap in your hand. Then for traps, for the Altergeist traps, I play 3 Protocol. It's one of the best traps. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's really good. 3 Manifestation. This card's really good too because it summons an Altergeist from the grave. This one says you can't negate their effects. It's really broken. And then you can negate monster effects by tributing. Then you play 3 personal spoofing. I do. I'm thinking about cutting it to 2 because it gets ashed a lot. It's technically not an altergeist card, but it searches for altergeist cards by shuffling them back into the deck from field or hand. So on standby, you set this and you activate it. You send an altergeist, spell trap, or monster back to the deck to search out Multifaker, and then on the resolution you summon Multifaker and get another monster. It's really good when it happens, but if they ash, the send back to the deck is cost, and then they negate it, so it's really bad, and it really sucks to get over too, because you don't get the effect because it's not remained discontinuous. So you get nothing off of it. I play 1 Emoleaf. I like it because if you summon Hexia and you have this in the back row, obviously the trap to summon Multifaker, and you summon Hexia Zone to negate spell and traps by tributing it, and you can just keep summoning like your Multifaker and stuff and keep negating spell and traps because Hexia is not once per turn. And then I played 2 Torrential Tributes. I played only 2 in the main, but it's really good, especially against pendulum boards that go wide with a bunch of negates. Because you Torrential Tribute, and then if they negate, you just strike it, and then you board wipe, and they can't do anything except for Judgment and Red Reboot. Because they can't chain to a counter trap. And then you still get your Multifaker, because it's on the resolution of the trap card. So you board wipe, then you summon your monsters. Then I main decked 2 Anti-Spell and 1 Imperial Order. These are just like blowouts against a lot of decks, because everything's, I wouldn't say everything, but a lot of things spell heavy. In the meta, like Spirals, it wins against. Pendulums, of course, it wins against a special Imperial Order. And I like opening both isn't really that bad, because usually you play anti-spell, and they're like Chain Twin Twister or Chain Cyclone, and then you just flip the Imperial Order, and they discard as cost or pay 1,000 as cost, and nothing happens. You still win the game. I've main decked 2 strikes and 1 warning. Thought about playing 3 strikes, but I think 2 is good. I didn't have a judgment at the time. I couldn't find one, but I think the Solemns are really good. It might change after the first when time's not a thing really. There's no turns after time, because you're paying life points and you could lose the game. But I really like it at the moment, so. That was all for the main deck. The side deck, I played the 1 more Torrential Tribute, 1 more Winter Cherries. I played 3 Call by the Graves, because hand traps hurt. Red Reboot for the rematch, because it's a blowout against this deck. It really sucks to get red rebooted. Non-fusion area, because I had to put some other stuff in, and Invoked still like a deck. I never played it yet, but I haven't played a whole Invoked matches. 1 Lancia for Infernoids. Chaos Hunter for Infernoids and Trickstars. 1 Spear Mode for Pendulum boards, because they get really big and you just get rid of all the negates. And then I play 3 Prohibitions. Prohibition is... I love Prohibition because against Trickstars you call Candina and it stops their searches. Against Mirror Match you call Multifaker and it stops their plays a lot. They have to waste resources to get rid of it. Against it's just, you can call a whole lot of things, because against Pendulums you can call like their FTK pieces even though it's dead today. It's really good. And Spirals, if you call Double Helix, the deck's over, because like all their monsters count as Double Helix. They just can't do anything anymore. Or yeah, you call Super Agent, not Double Helix. You Winter Cherry is the Double Helix. Then their play's still over. Play 3 Hexia. A lot of people play 2, but I really like this card because you can do 700 or 7,700 damage with 2 of these and a Marionetter. It's like, this deck can put out a lot of damage if you let it go off, which most of the time it does. 1 Nightmare. I don't really make this, but it's good to call against Winter Cherries if you're going against a deck that you know plays Nightmares, because they like this one. I would probably play Goblin if I had one. Starting Venom, like I said, after today I'm going to cut it out because it's banned, but one Utopia, this goes for Lightning, because Lightning sucks, and it also stops the summon of the, what is it called? Utopic Zexal, which is a dumb card that people aren't going to be playing also, but still, Lightning sucks. Dante, for anybody playing Burning Abyss, you really make them mad by banishing all the Dantes in the deck. Phantom Knight Quartz, this is coming out because Gem Knight FTK is gone. Toad's a really good deck. I play Toads myself, and hitting Totally Awesome off Reaper really slows the deck down. They turn into, like, nothing. Electromite Pendulums will still be a thing. I think they will always be a thing. And hitting Electromite dwindles the resources a lot. ABC Buster, because there's a lot of ABC players out there still, and the deck turns into Nightmare Spam. One Double Helix. Double Helix is really good because you call it and spirals die. And then one Omega, because zombie decks, 60 cards gone, but a lot of people still make this. Infernoids make it sometimes, but that was my deck. I didn't play any Waking the Dragons because I think that True Draco's dead. Like, Masterpiece is the worst card ever for this deck because they make it immune to traps and monsters, and you have to wait till you draw Gamma Seal or until they draw the a mono Watto and they win. But I don't like Waking Dragons that much anymore because there's no point to summon it if you're going to win the game now. So I really like this deck in the meta now that Masterpiece is gone. I think it's going to excel and be one of the top meta decks because when I play against other decks, the main reason I lose is either bricking, getting hand trapped, or going against True Dracos. And now True Dracos don't have the card that kills me. So I really like this deck, and I hope I get some Typhoons and Transcendences because I want to cut the Veilers for Transcendence. And like I said, I'm thinking about cutting Monster Reborn and a couple other cards for Typhoons because they're really good against Pendulums. This is Dustin signing out, and I'll see you in the next one.